Hello friends. So till now we have seen the two approaches to study human development. The first we have seen that is cross sectional approach, and the second one we have seen that is longitudinal approach. Now we are going to start the third one. So please observe this picture and tell me what you observe. So here you can see that the people are from different cultures or from different backgrounds. So now in the today's scenario, if you see any classroom or any workplace, you can see that the people from different backgrounds, different countries, different states, they come together and work for a common purpose. So that is why we have to understand their behavior. So these all cultures contributes to as a global village. So we have to understand their culture to exactly interpret the behavior of the person or the progress of the development. Okay, so here suppose example of the topic is, if the investigators are interested in learning how child rearing practices in different cultures impact development, then none other than they have to use a different approach to study this topic, because longitudinal approach will not help to study this kind of topics, as well as the cross sectional approach will also not help to study these kind of topics. So a new approach we have to apply to study this kind of study. Okay, now if the teacher, educators, curriculum designers who create multicultural education lessons and materials, they can benefit from learning more about how the cultural differences impact students learning, achievement and motivation. So this kind of approach, the cultural approach, will definitely help the teacher, educator and curriculum designers who normally create multicultural education lessons and materials, and they are going to benefit from this kind of studies. Okay, if the investigators are interested in social or personality psychology, can benefit from learning about how culture impacts social behavior and individual personality. So it is research that the behavior of an individual or the social behavior of an individual is impacted by the culture. So normally the cultural background impacts social behavior and individual personality of the person. So this is a known fact. So today our topic is cross cultural approach to study the human development. So today we are going to see in detail the cross cultural approach to study the human development. So let us see what are the different questions we are going to answer with the help of this cross cultural approach. So first we try to answer that how does culture affect human behavior. So we try to just give the answer that how culture affect human behavior. Then, is psychology relevant in developing countries? Because we have seen that most of the theories are developed in the Western countries. So whether that psychology is relevant in the developing countries. Then how do child rearing practices differ across cultures? So whether there is a difference in the child rearing practices across culture. Then, is crossing culture stressful? So if a person is crossing from one culture to another culture, whether that is stressful, or what method should we use for conducting cross cultural research. So which method we are going to use to study cross cultural research. So just now we have discussed that most of the theories in psychology are based on studies with American university students. So most of the sample for the theories of the psychology are American university students. So their culture is different, their lifestyles are different, okay, their attitudes are different. So the question arises that do these theories hold true for all people, whether that theory is true for all people in any country, regardless of gender, regardless of race, ethnicity, culture, class or lifestyle, whether we can apply that theory anywhere, or it is true for all the people. So this cross cultural approach attempts to answer this question by studying the attitudes and behavior of people from differing cultural backgrounds. So this cross cultural approach will help us to get the answer whether these theories are applicable in all the region. So that will, this cross cultural approach will help us to know this. So now question arises that we are living in a human communities, and there are different human communities are there on the earth. So how these community differ with each other? So we know that different communities have different features or characteristics. So how they differ with each other? So they have a variety in regards of their practices, in regards of their beliefs, in regards of their social roles, in regard of their norms, expressions, form of organization, and conflicts. Conflict may be economic, political, legal, religious, expressive, and artistic. Okay, so we are living in a human communities, and these communities differ from each other, or have variety from each other in regards of practices. So different communities have different practices, different communities have different beliefs, different communities have different social rules, different norms, different expressions, different form of organization, different conflicts. Okay, you can take the example of Muslim community and Parsi community. They have different practices, different beliefs, different social role, norms, expressions, form of organizations, and conflicts. Okay, then this cross cultural approach will help us to exhibit various sort of internal coherence. So these communities normally have internal coherence. They have internal coherence, that is why all the people in the community, they bind with each other, as well as they have cleavages within the community. So there are certain cleavages also. So within the community also there are certain sects. Okay, so you can see that Muslim community have different sects. So Muslim as a coherence internal factors, they consider themselves as a part of the Muslim community. Then also there are some cleavages within the community, so that is why they feel differences within the community. Okay, so now the question arises, because here we are learning about the cross cultural approach. So what is exactly the meaning of culture? So what exactly is culture? So we have to understand this, that what exactly is the culture. So culture is a matrix of behavior, belief, practices, and values that typifies a particular group of people. So if you see culture, culture is a group of behavior, a matrix of behavior, belief, practices, and values, and that particularly signifies a particular group of people. So culture refers to many characteristics of a group of people, including attitudes, behavior, customs, values that are transmitted from one generation to the next. So this is the main definition given by Matsumoto, that culture refers to many characteristics of a group of people, including their attitudes, their behavior, their customs, their values that are transmitted from one generation to next. So it is the people who generally transmit the culture from one generation to another. So this culture, they share many similarities, but they are marked by considerable differences. So they have various similarities also, but they are also marked by some differences from one culture to another. So for example, while people of all the culture experience happiness, so all the culture experience happiness, then how this feeling is expressed, that varies from one culture to the next. For example, if you see that how Adivasis, they celebrate this happiness, they have different way of celebration of this, they have different way of expressing this. Okay, and the sophisticated societies, they have different way of expressing happiness. So you can say have all the communities or culture, they celebrate happiness. So these both communities, they celebrate happiness, but the way of expression of happiness is different. Okay, now cross cultural approach, here basically what we have seen, that we try to find out the answer, that how cultural factors influence human behavior. So basically through cross cultural approach, we try to answer that how cultural factors which the human beings have, it is how it is impact or influence the human behavior, whether it is going to impact the human behavior. Now this will help us to investigate how behavior differs among various cultures throughout the world. So different cultures have different behavior pattern, so how they differ from each other. So this cross cultural approach will help us to investigate that. So you can say that this is a comparative research or comparative study, where we are going to compare, we are going to study different cultures, and later on we are going to compare those culture with each other. Okay, now this cross cultural approach, they focuses on systematic comparisons of different cultures. They also compares cultures to culture, that we have already discussed. Then the basic or explicit aim of this cross cultural approach is to answer questions about what are the causes of cultural variation, and the complex problems which we have across a wide domain or usually worldwide. So what are the causes of this complex problems due to cultures? Okay, so these are the two basic questions cross cultural approach tries to answer. Okay, now if you see the characteristics of this cross cultural approach, so it is the activity of problem solving cross culturally. So it is basically, this approach deals with the problem solving uh, cross culturally. Then it leads to new knowledge. If you just study this cross cultural approach, then it leads to a new knowledge using the scientific method and the comparative technique. So through this cross cultural technique, you are going to get a new knowledge using scientific method and comparative technique. Then it also help us to find out why people differ culturally. So it will help you to just answer why people differ culturally. There are two types of approaches generally we use in cross cultural approach. The first one is ethic approach. The ethic approach focuses on studying how different cultures are similar. So we are going to find out the similarities between different cultures. So ethic approach, they focuses on the similarities between different cultures. Then second one is emic approach. So this emic approach focuses on studying the differences between culture. So it is going to find out the differences between cultures. So what are the difference between two cultures? We are going to use this emic approach. So the basic goal of this cross cultural approach is, it always look at both universal behavior as well as the unique behavior. So through this cross cultural approach, we try to find out, we try to look at both the universal behavior of the group or of the community or the group, or the unique behavior of the particular group of community. Okay, then the second one, it will help to identify the ways in which cultural impacts our behavior, our family life, our education, our social experiences and other areas. So the goal is to identify the ways in which culture impacts on our behavior, family life, education, social experiences and other areas. So these are the goals of this cross cultural approach. So why this cross cultural approach is needed? So you can see that there are various behavioral laws, but those laws need to be tested against the universal human phenomena. So we have to see whether these laws are applicable in different situations, different settings, whether the theories evolve in America can be implemented or can be same value as they have in America if we implement that in India. So that we are going to test. So if this is not done, so then what will happen? The proposed behavioral law or general goals can only be accepted in the particular society or the culture which they are found. Then the theories which are evolved in the America only, that can be applicable there only. So that particular society or culture can only be accepted their findings. So using abstract generalization about some cultural group without looking at their relationship with the society is methodologically wrong and ethically inappropriate. So if you are not testing the behavioral laws or the theories, then we are going to have an abstract generalization, and that will be wrong in the sense of ethics. Okay, so that we are not going to do. We are going to test that by studying the culture. So first we have to study the culture of India, and then we try to implement that theory in Indian condition and see the effectiveness of that theory. So this is all about cross cultural characteristics and goals. So let us see the merits of this cross cultural approach. So the possibilities for misinterpretation will be less if you are using this cross cultural approach, because the researcher is studying the culture in detail, so the misinterpretation chances will be less. So it permits generalization to other societies or culture or subculture of the same nation. So because you are doing a comprehensive study where you are studying the cultures, and if you are finding any universal phenomena within in among these cultures, then that phenomena you can apply in different societies also, other societies or cultures also within the same nation. So it will help us to confirm and exploring the universality of some relationships of attributes of the social man. So you can find out the universalization of some relationships or attributes of social man. It ensures that one finding relates to human behavior in general rather than being bound to a single culture. So through those cultures we are going to find out the human behavior that is general, okay, rather than that is bound to a single group. It increases the range of variations of many variables, okay. So this is going to increase the range of variation of many variables, because the variable you are going to test in different cultures, so the variation also increases. So let us see the limitations of this cross cultural approach. So the first limitation is there will always be problem in inferences or conclusion, because you are collecting a lot of data. So to collect those data and to analyze with reference to different cultural background, so you have to be expert and well knowledgeable persons of different cultures. If you are not having that, then you will face problem in inferences. Then mere documentation of between groups differences does not justify such interpretation. So if you are just justifying, if you are just collecting the documents, okay, so that is not going to help you to give a good interpretation. That will not justify your interpretation. So hope you have understood this topic, cross cultural approach. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.